So Dbrand is not playing around with these dark plates. They came fully prepared with this whole Sony situation. So, as I've previously detailed back in December of 2020, on Christmas Day, in fact, Dbrand announced these dark plates that they're selling. All black plates that fill in a void that customers would want to see Sony fill, but Sony has yet to come out with their own plates. Dbrand got ahead of the curve, and they started selling these back in February officially. They introduced it on this Reddit post that spotlights how it's supposed to be legally distinct enough that they hope Sony won't sue them, but they actually dared Sony to sue. Straight up right here, sue us, Sony. They even got cheeky in future tweets like this one: get your dark plates before Sony's lawyers do. Even on the official website that they were selling the dark plates on, straight up just, dark plates, go ahead, sue us. Now, it didn't seem like anything was happening on that front because Dbrand did manage to successfully sell quite a number of these dark plate units, and I actually got my own. Looks something like this for those who are curious about that. They look very nice, about the same quality as the official white plates that the PS5 comes with by default. But then Dbrand tweeted this, oh no, linking to a Reddit post where they talk about how they had to pull the dark plates from their store for now, quote unquote, as they put it, because of Sony's cease and desist letter. Promptly thereafter, the Dark Plates website was changed to look like this, basically linking to a bunch of articles discussing Dbrand pulling the PS5 dark plates from sale after Sony threatens legal action, and there are articles from a bunch of outlets who cover this. A good summary of all this can be found on the Verge's article, which discusses some of the contents of the cease and desist letter, which discusses the Reddit post that Dbrand posted that argued against Sony's claims that, for example, these shapes are close enough to Sony's trademark when Squid Game got away with it, despite their shapes looking a lot more like Sony's than Dbrand's. And in the cease and desist letter that The Verge actually managed to acquire, Sony and PlayStation essentially detailed that the design of the dark plates, Dbrand's version, are close enough in terms of the exact shape and all that Sony, they believe, to have a solid case on that front. And then on Dbrand's Reddit post, Dbrand argued that it's ridiculous that Sony claims that these shapes are similar to Sony's, while they are triangular, circular, X-like, and rectangular in shape. The fact of the matter is that they're completely different symbols all around. So this is definitely one area where I definitely agree that Sony's reaching. Dbrand also argued that there were no patents for the plates themselves, or that the patent applications were pending, and so when Dbrand started selling the dark plates, they were actually technically legally in the clear. That's what they claim. And then they asked the question of, aren't these dark plates essentially replacement parts? And just like how with a Ford F-150 with a car, you can choose from a number of different outlets to buy the parts to repair the vehicle or to cosmetically enhance it, shouldn't you be allowed to do the same for your PlayStation 5? And they concluded by saying that they have elected to submit to the terrorist demands to comply with the cease and desist, but for now, which expressed every intention of them fighting back and navigating around this situation. And that's exactly what they did with the latest announcement. Just a few days after sales of the dark plates were pulled, Dbrand announced a brand new design that is even more visually distinct, in the hopes that this will be able to circumvent Sony's patents and the like. And Dbrand, of course, got cheeky with it by saying dark plates are back, checkmate, lawyers. This definitely doesn't seem like something that happened in the spur of the moment. It definitely feels like Dbrand was prepared for this situation and had this design on hand before unveiling it, knowing that Sony would one day come after them legally, and they did. Sony did go after them a couple months back, I believe, but it's only recently that the cease and desist letter was made public, and no doubt since then they've been preparing new designs that can circumvent Sony's legal case against Dbrand, and this is their response. Their solution is a design where you can see the shape, the neck collars, if you will, are no longer as prominent and actually follow the circular outline of the PlayStation 5 console proper. And you can see on the sides there are these vents that further separate the design from Sony's. So here's the official website now, whereas before it showed the list of articles. We're back again, this time showing what are called Dark Plates 2.0 Checkmate Lawyers. And as we scroll down, you can see the design changing here, the white to black, and then you can see the corners here are chipped off to again reflect and match the curvature of the PlayStation 5 centerpiece, if you will, what's sandwiched in between. You can see that shape changing from the shape with the neck collars to one that kind of gets rid of it and is more tightly packed and more in line with, again, the PlayStation 5 shape. And you can see them advertising the vents that make for better airflow, and they claim will likely decrease the temperatures and improve thermals across the board. Looks cool, runs cooler. Scrolling further down, we get a cheeky little bit about avoiding lawsuits. Thanks, Sony. Do you have any idea how many lawyers we had to go through to find some that were willing to take on the Dark Plates case? We'll give you a hint. The answer lies at the bottom of Lake Ontario. Turns out our new lawyers can handle either the murder charges or the Dark Plates file, but not both. We may be in a maximum security prison by the end of the year, but at least your PlayStation 5 will have an indisputably original design. Who writes all this stuff? Who is the cheeky marketer who's doing this? I mean, it's working, it's gaining traction, it's certainly making headlines. And as we scroll further down, you can see what the packaging looks like. It looks something like that. And then once we scroll down further, we get details of a new feature exclusive to Dbrand's plates design, which is essentially light strips implemented to be able to give it cool lighting effects. And it comes with a variety of different colors, from red to orange to yellow to green to blue to purple. And then as we scroll further down, we get details on shipping. Basically, wave 1 and 2 are already sold out. And the first wave is the earliest the Dark Plates 2.0 are going to ship is November. And now if you want to purchase one, the next availability is shipment for January, which, isn't terrible. And we got some of the choices available for customers. We've got the disc edition and the digital edition, 3 colorways, limited stock, not illegal, also not illegal. They keep emphasizing, hey, Sony, try to get us this time. We're prepared. And again, I feel like they've been ready for this for a while. Scrolling further down, you'll find all of the various color options. You've not only got the black that I think is going to prove to be the most popular, but you've also got a gray that's retro gray. That's how it's labeled. And then you can actually get the classic white, but without the Seto Kaiba neck collar, if you will. Alongside that, you can get skins for the shiny front part or the middle part, and there are various colors and designs for those, if anyone's interested in that. And then finally, the light strips, and you can mix and match them, or you can have, solid colors. There are a number of options, which is neat, and you can pre-order them right now. It's $78.90, which is, kind of expensive for sure. And they're definitely more expensive than, say, Customize My Plates offerings, which tend to have plates that are more in the region of $45 to $50, maybe $60 for the translucent ones. With Dbrand, we're talking about almost $80, and that's a discount from $100. But in this case, this is their own original design, while certain contours like the disc area, I'm sure that's very close to the official plates. Certainly there are a lot of distinctions now. It does straight up look different because the neck collar is gone, because the vents have been implemented, which also helps airflow, and they added the light strips, which adds an additional element. Dbrand then went into additional details on their official Reddit post, which talks about some of the circumstances surrounding this new design. The first thing that they emphasize is that Sony didn't sue them because the website dared them to. They specifically sued Dbrand because of their design patent, which they did register, was pending at the time, but now that's been resolved. The reality of this Dark Plates dispute is quite simple. 1, you can't successfully sue someone over an alleged design infringement without a registered design patent. 2, Sony did not have a registered design patent for the PS5 side panels when we launched Dark Plates, or for many, many months following the release. Number 3, we didn't think they'd ever get one. 4, they did. 5, here we are. So now Sony is in a legal situation where the design patent has been registered and are able to actually make a legal case, hence why the cease and desist worked and did manage to get Dbrand to remove the original dark plates, the 1.0 version, after which they had two options: either spend millions fighting the legitimacy of the design patent or start fresh, and that's what they did. So they introduced this design, Dark Plates 2.0, and they believe that this is legally distinct enough. By creating a brand new design, Dark Plates 2.0 successfully closes the loop on this dispute and neutralizes any future infringement claims from Sony. More importantly, it makes your PS5 considerably less ugly. They also address the vents and potential concerns that it might draw in more dust, saying adding vents is yet another way to distinguish our plate design from Sony's. They noted some data from Gamers Nexus, who tested the PS5 without the plates on, and that actually made the cooling significantly better. 5 degrees cooler, apparently 9 if you're American, without any side panels. Spoiler alert, this is because the fans aren't getting enough air, and so by adding those holes, those vents, they hope that they can, on top of creating a new plates design that hopefully people will be appealed by, it'll also actually improve the overall temperature of the console and make it, perform slightly better than the original design. And then they address concerns about dust. You may be thinking, wouldn't direct access to the fan result in dust accumulation? Newsflash, your PlayStation already has dust inside it. Still, if it makes you feel any better, we're including optional mesh grills that mount inside the plates. If you choose not to use them as dust catchers, they also function as wildly impractical coasters. So there you go. It does seem like they've thought this through. And then they talk about the LED strips. We're pretty sure Sony isn't going to claim they own lines, so we're probably good. And they emphasize here that they've implemented the LED strips in a subtle way. These strips of semi-translucent colored vinyl have been designed to precisely cover the diffused LED light strips flanking the sides of your PS5. So apparently it is going to look just like this, where it's sort of more on the inside, where the LED light will look like it's shining and create this really neat effect. Though they actually half expect Sony might sue. Is Sony still gonna sue, you assholes? Probably. The difference this time is that we've created an original design for which they have no basis to allege infringement. If they want to try, they'd better be ready to pay our legal fees. So they're ready to take this to court. They insist that with this design, we're definitely not violating or infringing on any patents. Come at us, Sony, if that's your intention. Well, they're daring Sony to sue again, so it wouldn't surprise me if Sony did in fact do that, though whether they have a strong case to actually win such a legal battle, that's a matter that I cannot comment on, but Dbrand seems to think that the distinctions here are definitely more than enough. We'll see how true that holds to be. Dbrand could certainly argue that, we're looking at replacement parts, just our version of it, that players can choose to attach their PlayStation 5, make their choice of design, cosmetics, or, whatever reasons they might buy Dbrand plates over Sony's. And as for the overall appearance, I must say I actually do really like this design. In fact, I think I prefer this over the official ones. I like that there isn't that neck collar that takes up a little bit more of unnecessary space, and on top of that, just the fact that the shell is more tightly integrated with the curvature of the console just makes it look a bit sleeker, a bit just more minimalistic, even though PS5 is anything but that, but just kind of inches it towards that side of the spectrum a little more. And I dig this design. I actually do want to get some of these plates. So of course I understand that for many of you, getting a PS5, that on its own is a struggle. The last of your worries currently is the Dbrand plates, but you never know if these will be taken down again, whether Sony will issue another legal threat that might force them to stop selling these. So might as well get these now if you do have plans to get a PlayStation 5 and are expecting that you want to replace the white plates with blacks, or whatever version of these plates you prefer from this customization option. But yeah, this is just a whole fiasco and a bit of a humorous situation given how Dbrand has responded against Sony, given how sassy they've been and how taunting they've been about all of this. And I'm personally more on the side of Dbrand with this particular case, because I believe that if you're going to implement a neat feature like easily removable plates that pave the road for cosmetic customization, you should allow as many people as possible to get creative and sell these. I get that Sony has their patents and all that, but they're primarily sellers of consoles, and they can absolutely sell their own official versions of the plates, but I believe that the space should be opened up so that all kinds of designs can be put out there and people can have a wide range of choices for console cosmetic customization. And in this case, because the design is now so much more different, still, plates that fit the contours, but definitely enough design changes that it's unmistakably not the official version, that Sony's probably going to have a more difficult time making a case against this specific design, though we'll see whether Sony's satisfied enough with the design changes here or whether they're really looking to monopolize the plates and trying to sell their own versions as the only ones that are viable. So again, it'll just be interesting to see how much of this Dbrand can get away with. But until then, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and opinions are on the design of Dark Plates 2.0 with the various customization options. Do you prefer this design or the official design? And do you think Dbrand will be able to get away with this new design that certainly does have more distinctions? Share your thoughts below, and to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out.